welcome to the Man United show. We are live. Nathan always does that.
Every time.
I know he's going to do it as well. Right. We were joined by Nathan and we were joined by Alex from Sea Devils United. My cups of she. How you doing, Alex?
Yes, I'm good. In good spirits. I think yesterday's result has had me feeling all right today.
Was it the unexpected equaliser that puts you in a good mood?
Unexpected? Don't you mean controlled performance?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
The rope-a-dope, the Ragnick version.
Yeah.
We call it that. We're joined by Nathan Ellington. How you doing, Nathan?
Great. After we got the result that I expected to happen, forget about the performance of the first half. But I'm just happy we got our point and we can take it back to Old Trafford, and that's the only good positive out of it. To be fair,
I can't believe you just
I'm happy. I'm happy we've given ourselves a chance to still make it through.
Yes. That's better. And we're joined by Garth again. How you doing, Garth?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Yourself?
All right, I'm good. Right, let's get on to yesterday's game because we've heard what Nathan has to say. But Alex, what was your thoughts on yesterday's game from start to finish? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Come and give it to us.
Oh my god! At first, I was like, "Why is Lindelof playing right back?" I thought that was a terrible decision. I felt like with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I felt like he was a good option for that game to start because I think with Atleti, what I've seen of them, they've obviously like their physicality is pretty immense, and also I feel like they're quite dirty players. So we need a person who can just tackle. I felt like. So that was a shock to me. And then starting Rashford, I was not happy, and I don't want to beat Rashford down, but I think when you have a winning team, you should keep the winning team that have played before. And I know probably they might have been tired. I don't know. But anyway, that was a big shock for me. And then there's the first half. It was just non-existent. They were all terrible at the same time.
Oh.
And I was like, what is going on here? I think I don't know what happened in training. I don't know if they were tired. Whatever it was, all of them they just stunk up the whole pitch. And it was just disaster. And then the second half I felt like was a little bit better. I think there were 10 minutes where they had a bit of control, which was really great to see. And then obviously I literally screamed when Elanga scored the goal because I just wasn't it. And I screamed. And I think if you watch that build up to that goal, it was like one touch. And that's what I want to see. I want to see them do that with confidence and that end result. And that was the end result. And I was like, couldn't they have done this all game? But anyway, I was happy with the 1-1 draw because then now the final decider is going to be at OT on our turf, and that's where I wanted it to be anyway. So yeah.
Yes, more important that you got the result than the actual performance, surely.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the result is I don't care, smash and grab. I don't care. Let's just get the results, please. Thank you.
Exactly. And Garth, what was your thoughts on yesterday's game? I know you was very vocal in chat, but here's your time to shine. What are you saying?
It was appalling. I was stunned into silence when we scored. I couldn't believe it. I was just sitting there like, how have we managed this? And at one point, I thought we might even nick a winner. I couldn't believe it. It was madness. Awful performance from the entire team, pretty much up and down the pitch, basically. There was a couple of bright spots here and there, but Elanga scoring, obviously. But real poor. If we play like that at Old Trafford, I reckon we're getting beat. So I'm not overly confident, even though we are going back to Old Trafford. I'm not like, we've got them. But Diego Simeone and Atletico Madrid, they can turn you over. But apparently they've been playing really poorly in Spain. I didn't realise this, but they've not had great form. They've been shipping goals all over the gaff apparently. Yeah. So definitely need some speed up there when we take one at Old Trafford.
Funny enough, it happened the last time they won the league. The following season, they were leaking goals left, right, and centre, and they struggled to get back to the form which put them in the position to win the league. So you never know. It could be like that again. But yeah, maybe if you're lucky. Nathan, the dust has settled. Has anything changed? Is there anything, any bright sparks you could take from the game? You're already shaking your head. I've not even finished the sentence.
Elanga Alanga's bright spark, mate. He's the one that wants to run in behind, wants to make moves when someone's on the ball. Everyone else seem hypnotized. I swear, someone must hypnotize them because they're just focused. I'm watching them. I'm thinking, since when do football players not make moves, like not run off the ball? And then as soon as Atletico pick up the ball, what happens? What happens is there's runners everywhere because it's all about, like we've always said, it's a cue to make a run when a certain player gets the ball in a certain place on the pitch. For us, it's the cue for everyone to stand still. I don't understand. Like, that's what was really, really getting on my nerves. This happens at the lowest level of football. Even if you just boot the ball and run after it, like, that's better than what they did last night. It was just ridiculous. And I just don't know what's going on. I know it can't be Rangnick. Rangnick can't be telling them to do that. And I think when you listen to what he said, look, I don't know what happened to them yesterday. You know, so he doesn't understand what's going on and why they weren't making moves. So I think it's the players, you know. We have to really start looking at what the players are doing and say, you know what, you guys are the ones. It's not the managers. There's too many managers that have come through this door and we're playing the same old stuff. So for me, I'm just a bit upset. I don't want to continue being negative, but yeah.
What about the fans that will be out there and say that when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was manager, he was pointing at the manager, pointing at individual players, and now Rangnick's in. It's now the players. What's your thoughts on that?
Me?
Nathan. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Well, look. Sometimes you think it might be the manager because we know that he doesn't coach the club, coach the players. We knew that Ollie doesn't go out there on the training field and doesn't tell them exactly how to play. And from when you hear him talking to the press, he never mentions anything to do with tactics. He's always saying the same thing. So we all get the thought that he's not really teaching them that. So then when we see that on the pitch, we're like, listen, we need someone who can teach them. But now you've got Rangnick. We know he talks. We know he's telling the players exactly what they should be doing. And yet they're still churning out the same kind of performances. Pogba was the most let down for me yesterday. And Rashford. Pogba and Rashford. Pogba more to do with not applying himself. Rashford, he's like a deer in the headlights. I don't know what's happened to him. Like we said yesterday, has anyone found him yet? Because he needs to be missing on a milk bowl, on a milk carton. He's finished. He's gone. I don't know where he's gone. So yeah.
There's people watching online now going crazy saying you've just said Rashford's finished. I know you didn't mean that. You didn't mean that.
No, he's missing. He's missing.
Oh,
he's missing.
No,
he's not
finished.
finished. He's missing. I don't know where he's gone. We need to find him.
All right. Alex, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a lot of criticism about the way they played, about the application of the players. They said they weren't playing for him. What's the difference now that Rangnick's been there?
I mean, it's kind of a hard one because there were so many stories coming out before with the players saying that the coaching style was off and that it was like they were having some like Mickey Mouse trainers, and then they're saying the same thing about this new American coach. So it's kind of hard to assess like what's real and what's not. But I feel like the difference in coaching style is like Rangnick has been helping to coach the team, and I think he came in knowing that the style that he wanted to implement. So he started off obviously with the 4-2-2-2 formation. So that's it for me that this guy, even though it didn't really work very well, but it's like he came in with ideas, and I think that is what's the difference between him and Ole. I think another difference is that Ole conceded, I think it was something like 16 goals in 7 games, whereas Ralph has conceded like 12 in, I think, 10 now, so 12 and 14. So I think those things show that there's a major difference between the two. And I think that obviously it's difficult with him being an interim manager. You're kind of like, okay, well, are the players going to listen? But I feel like the things he's implementing are working, like they are pressing. And I think they are they've come back to second half FC again, which I'm kind of liking. The past 2 games, I'm like, woohoo, long may that return. So I think that the difference is a bit of more structure and a bit more discipline and a formation and structure that works, and a little bit of an identity, I think, as well at the moment.
Yeah, good points. Garth, what differences have you noticed from Ollie's time to what Ralph Rangnick's been in? He's been in 16 games.
Yeah, there's 8 wins, 7 draws, only the 1 defeat, isn't it? You know what I mean? So he's on a 50% win record already. I mean, considering he hasn't managed in a few years as well, coming into one of the biggest clubs in the world, in the biggest league in the world, I think that's decent. I really do. I think that's decent, man. And I have to blame the players. It isn't the manager's fault that we're throwing away 2-0, 1-0 leads against lesser opposition. You know, I mean, it isn't really. Like, so difference with, and you can see the difference with the players as well, because under Solskjaer, you weren't getting all these leaks about being unhappy. You know, I mean, that the training was too hard, so on and so forth. So he's obviously bringing in the changes. Whether it's good for the players there, that's up to them to decide. If they don't like it, then they need to, you know what I mean? They need to sharply find a new club, because this is going to be what it's like going forward. Obviously, you know, it's going to be like this going forward, because he's going to be bringing the new manager in based on what he thinks is needed. This is what's needed: fitness, extra sessions to get that cardio up, to be able to do this pressing football for 90 minutes. You know what I mean? But again, like Alex and Nathan are saying, I can see the difference already. You know, we look more composed. Not yesterday, we didn't in the first half, but in general, we're looking more composed. We're not so leaky at the back. Exactly. So, like, yeah, I'm pleased with what he's done so far, because at the end days, and Solskjaer's my hero, but the end days of Solskjaer for me were dreadful. It was as bad as the end of Mourinho for me. It was as bad as the end of Mourinho. Like, I didn't want to watch. So
we weren't putting up a fight. We didn't even give anyone. You know, when we played against City, it was like a training ground. Like, they're taking a mix out of us. Like, yeah, we'll beat you guys. Yeah. Nothing. We don't even have to work hard. Sorry, God.
No, I agree entirely, mate. After that Liverpool game, like, he should have gone then. There's no two ways about it. Ollie should have gone after that Liverpool game, but we kept him for a couple more. And now, like, yeah, I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased with Ralph at the moment. So I don't think he could have done much more.
So what were your expectations when he was brought in, Nathan? What were you expecting Ralph Rangnick to do from the time that he came in till the end of the season?
To be fair, hearing what I've heard about him when he was coming in, because I didn't know much about him until he was actually coming in, to be fair. But then everyone talking about him so highly, I thought he would have an effect that... I just looking at the Klopp situation, and I was thinking, right, what did he do when he first came in? He took a little time to get his players fit. Players started getting injured. Then he started bringing in extra players to fit his team. So I was thinking it's going to be work in progress. He's going to try his formations. He's going to try see what works with this squad and which players fit into the right places. And that's exactly what he's been doing, to be fair. You know, he's brought in what he's brought in, and he's tried a lot of different things. We you know, how many times have we looked and thought it's going to be this team, and then all of a sudden it's another team, or you see 2 or 3 players that you didn't expect to see in the side. So for me, he's doing everything he needs to do. Only one thing I'd like to see him do is, I know it's not even controversial no more. I like to see Bailly get thrown in there with Varane, or even Lindelof in there with Varane. I don't care. But the reality is, it seems like it's not going to happen. But that's what kills off, like, the Pogba situation as well. So I just think we'll be a stronger outfit all round if we just make that one change, and it'll just make a hell of a difference to everything else. But until it happens, you know, we're not going to see that. I don't know why they're not seeing it. But apart from that, to be fair, everything else he's doing, he's giving Elanga extended run when he's doing well. I like that. And I think he should stay in the side now instead of being in and out and giving Rashford the chance. No, let him fight for his position and take it back off Elanga from playing well. Because at the moment, he's not playing well. He's not even playing average. He's playing poor as hell.
Yeah. Alex, do you think Ralph Rangnick can get Rashford back to what we all have seen previously? The free scoring, skillful forward.
Oh, it's a hard one. I really don't know, because I think since he's started playing under Ralph, I've seen this decline. I mean, when he came back from his injury and he scored a goal like straight away, I was like, yes, like Rashford's back. Then he scored again. I was like, oh my God, like it was the injury, it was the shoulder. That was why he was a bit off last season. And then he's come back and he's played a few games, and it's just there's something off with him, and I don't know what it is, and I don't know what coaching he can get out of with Ralph that's going to improve him, if ever at all. I think for me at the moment, the best that we're going to get out of him now is when he comes off the bench, and he's a sub at the minute. I don't think he should start. I think that he's just it's too far gone for me at the moment, and I love the guy so much. Like he's like one of my favorite players for the club, but it's really painful to see him playing like this, honestly, and it's every game, every single game. So I don't know what more they can do in this limited amount of time. And don't forget, like we're still in the Champions League, like we're still trying to challenge for fourth position. Like we don't have time to kind of wait for this guy to get back in form. Like we need it now. Like this is the time. So I'm not very hopeful with any coaching tips for him at the moment.
What were your expectations of Ralph Rangnick when he came in from the time he came in to the end of the season? Though?
Mate, I thought we were going to win the Champions League. Talking about the father of two for the club. What are you telling me? Like I'm hearing this guy like satirical and praise you. Even Hasenhüttl was going on about him and stuff. I was like, come on, we're winning. We're going to we could win the league. We could beat City. Okay, now my expectations are lowest. Again, I'm back to the real world. But I think also my expectations were that he was going to be like proactive with his style of football, and that he was going to offer like high pressing. So that was exciting to me, because I think that's the team. Those are the type of teams I like to watch, especially with United. I like to see it being fast and counter-attacking stuff. So that's what I was hoping for. And I was hoping that, we would be with Ronaldo, we'd get him like scoring hat tricks, and he'd be firing, and McTominay would start like balling out the park, and we'd see all these amazing like meaty players starting to become these sort of like prime Barcelona types. But yeah, I think though, with all those expectations, I think he's doing the best that he can, and I am seeing like some sorts of improvement, but I'm still hoping that he can win us a Champions League. So
it's the hope that kills you, Alex. I'll tell you that now. Garth, what were your expectations of Ralph Rangnick when he came in, to what he's going to do to the end of the season?
Fourth place. I thought that was the top end he could do with 6 months in this club. You know what I mean? With a squad that has not been performing realistically for 3 years. You know what I mean? On and on, like with the players that he had. This is what I mean. This is as much as I was expecting from it. It really was. You know what I mean? I said to you as well that I think that before he came in, our only hope of getting into the Champions League was winning the Champions League. If you remember, because I didn't think we were going to get anywhere near fourth place the way we were playing. So, yeah, pretty much this. Yeah, third, as you know what I mean. Not just fourth place, top four, maybe a title push. You know what I mean? Maybe a title push. But Man City is so dominant at the moment. It's just like, what can you do? Maybe a title push, and to be fair, maybe a cup run as well. Actually, I'm being a little bit a cup run. The FA Cup really damaged that. That damaged us a lot, I think, because we could have done with a nice, even if we didn't win it, a nice run to Wembley to the semis. A nice run to Wembley to the semis or the final. You know what I mean? But not much more than this, really. Not much. We're still in the Champions League. You know what I mean? With them at Old Trafford. So this is what I mean with Man City and Liverpool running away like they are. Fourth and third place is pretty much for me the best that we can ask for from him. It really is. Obviously, if we see ourselves in sixth at the end of the season, for me, that's a failure from him. If you want the flip of that, if you know what I mean. Like I know that's such a slim no. Like if you finish fourth, you're all right. If you finish sixth, nah, mate, get out of the club. You know what I mean? But that's football, isn't it? You know what I mean? So no. This is what I was expecting. To be fair.
Well, United have high expectations because, like, you've dominated for years, and to be having conversations about are we going to get into top four is for you guys is a massive fall from grace. So it's fully understandable that it's that way of thinking. Nathan, do you think that Man United are going in the right direction with Rangnick if he goes upstairs as well? Because whatever's happening now is going to be a similar continuation with regards to maybe the playing style, maybe won't be the manager, but it will be similar players that he wants to bring in potentially.
Yeah, definitely. I think we would definitely move forward. You can see the pressing, you can see some of the quicker play at times in the games. It's just about getting that sustainability for 90 minutes now, and then you can also see where we're still lacking as well, where we do need to add some players. But for the most part, the way we want to play, I can see it coming through, and that's what's given me hope to watch more games and more games. I can see, like, even though the results didn't come, like even the guys were saying, we've played well in some games where we didn't win, we should have won, we've conceded late and let goals in, but the football is there. Rangnick is making differences, and no matter what anyone says, I think yesterday was probably like a one-off in terms of what he's tried to implement, because I think it was more to do the players yesterday just not doing what they was asked for some stupid reason. But overall, we're moving in the right direction. Let's see who we buy this end of the season. See who goes, because we're gonna have to do some good bargaining. Good, like, sell to buy and all that, and so not spending too much money to get the right players in as well. Because I think we need a few players. Like, we don't just need one or two. I think we need a few to really be up there. I think we need probably about 4 or 5. It's weird because start of the season, we were thinking we just need a CDM and we'll be all right. We're probably going to need a hell of a lot more now. So, yeah. But we're still moving in the right direction.
Alex, how did Man United have such a gulf in performances from the Leeds game to Atletico Madrid game? I know Leeds are not Atletico Madrid, but if we talk about Man United's performance themselves, it was a massive contrast.
Do you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to put that down to fatigue, because we played a game on Sunday, and I know they're professionals, etc. But I think, that was a really scrappy, like proper vintage 1990s game I was watching, with the rain and like the tackles. It was intense, and I think that can take its toll on the players. So they probably would have got back late, and then Monday traveling, or Tuesday, and then they're playing the games on Wednesday. So it's like, I feel like that could have taken its toll. They were just overworked, and that just shows that we don't have that depth in our squad anymore that we need so desperately, because we have to just play all our players all the time. I mean, McTominay got a rest, and then we got Fred to start, and so that it just goes to show who we have. But I mean, yeah, like you said, Leeds aren't exactly the most strongest team. I mean, they just got ran over by Liverpool 6-0, so that just goes to show where they're at. So I feel like it was just the game itself was really intense for them on Sunday. That's why they probably had no juice left at this Atleti game.
I feel like you just wanted to get in the crowbar in that Leeds was 6-0 to Liverpool somehow. For some reason.
That wasn't crowbarred in.
Twice this season, by the way.
It was 100%. So what? How the hell did that end up in there? Go off. Simeone said before the game yesterday that Man United have one of the best midfielders in the world in Scott McTominay and Pogba. Do you think that what is he seeing that some people aren't? A lot of people aren't.
Well, for Simeone, they probably are. That's his sort, you know what I mean? Like, absolute just kill the game off players. Like, that's what he loves to do, isn't it? You know what I mean? So, listen, McTominay's good. Like, he's a decent midfielder. You know what I mean? He's just not fantastic. He's not to top end. So I don't know what Simeone's seeing, because no one else is seeing it really. You know what I mean? Like, he's all right. He's all right, but he's not. We've got at the moment the squad of players, apart from Pogba, although he was awful yesterday. We've got a squad of players that were the 20 to 25 game of season players that we used to have. You know what I mean? The Scott McTominay was like a Darren Fletcher that you could trust to bring in, but that's it. You're not playing him week in, week out. So I don't know what he saw there. You know, apart from he sees it to suit his style of football. You know, that's the only thing I can see. So. Because he's not one of the world's best midfielders, not by a long way. Let's be fair about it. You know, I mean, I've given him his hype. He's all right, but he is not one of the world's best midfielders. That's crazy talk. So,
he's a squad player, but a very good squad player.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so yeah, Simeone as well, isn't it? He's a bit like Mourinho. He likes to say like
he
hot
does.
takes. You know what I mean? He likes
Yeah,
to
he
get
does.
it.
He's trolling us.
Yeah. You're trolling
Yeah,
us, exactly.
He's
Yeah.
trolling us.
Is he trolling? Is he trolling you, Nathan?
He's trolling
Yeah.
us. Come on, McTominay's not in the top 200 best midfielders in the world. So how are you going to say?
He's a good
I'm not
squad
taking him
player.
in, but he's not in the top 200. He won't be in the top 200. I'm sure he wouldn't be in the top 200. So,
He's saying that with a serious face as well.
Yeah.
No, seriously, he's not. He's not in the top 200. He's a good midfielder in terms. Look, he's good. He's very, very good at winning the ball off people. Yeah, that's what he's very, very, very good at. He's up there in the world class, winning the ball off people using his body. But that's it. Like, there's no other world class in him. Nothing else.
like Robbie Savage world class. like a game. Like
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it. Wow. Top 200, not even top 200. We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to do it.
Right, look. All you have to do is
200.
look in the midfield of City. That's already 4. Yeah, and then you look in the midfield of Liverpool, all of them. You look in the midfield of Leicester, all of them. You look in the midfield of Brighton, all of them. You look in the midfield of Wolves, all of them. Look, I can just
breaking
say
the
every
internet
team,
right
all
now,
of them.
Nathan.
Like, all
Breaking
of
the
them are
internet. Wow. Okay.
Every team in the league probably better than us in terms of who's best. Seriously,
I think
Any
Burnley's
am I wrong?
team.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Burnley.
I think
Yeah,
Burnley.
we're better than Burnley. He was better than Burnley.
Arsenal.
I mean, they're only second bottom in the league.
Yeah,
No, I think
we're
Scotland's
better than
play
that.
for
But
Burnley.
John Joe Shelby, who's better, John Joe Shelby or McTominay?
No,
No,
McTominay.
McTominay, mate. Yeah, McTominay. All day.
I'm
All
telling
day.
you. Nah, mate.
Nah,
No,
Shelby
mate.
plays when he
No,
wants.
mate.
Shelby plays when he wants. I'm sick of that nonsense.
Well, whenever
about
I see him playing against
Shelby.
us, he's playing well. Whenever he's playing against us, he's doing well. And he looks
Neil
a good player.
Mellor played well
Telling
against
you, yeah.
Arsenal every time he played. It doesn't mean he's good. John
don't
Joe
know.
Shelby.
But all I
ain't
know-
there.
All I know
No.
is not McTominay.
Nah. John Joe Shelby.
I don't know. It's you don't know. You don't know, and that's what makes it a problem. You don't know. That's what the problem is. You're like, ooh.
And I'm like, no. And you're
No,
like,
I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm like, no, absolutely not. Yeah, no.
Maybe. And I'm like, no. You're like, yeah. Alex Ralph said that he threw his plan in the dustbin after 7 minutes yesterday. What was his plan though? Can you see what his plan was?
Oh my goodness, he threw his plan in the dustbin after 7 minutes. I think that probably
Keep it
with
tight.
Lindelof on the right, he was probably thinking of him being someone who could be more attacking, and also I think with his performances over the past few weeks, he is someone that could probably, and the crosses of the balls have been amazing that he's been providing. So I think that's probably an element to it. It's like having a bit more backup at the back, but Varane and Maguire, they were both terrible, and Luke Shaw. And then also I think that having Pogba and Fred, I think Fred, those two work well together, I feel like. So maybe there was that whole kind of, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to know what's going on there and what their tactics were, because it just was all over the show. It was just, what could you make out of it? I don't know, but I think, yeah, they salvaged it in the end. Thank God.
Garth, can you see what the original plan was after 7 minutes in?
Well, when I saw the team sheet, I was struggling to figure out what it was, considering there's no right back on the pitch. It's like, is he playing centre, right wing back? We're playing 3 at the back. What's going on? Luke, what's going on here? That was a massive mistake, Lindelof at right back. So it was to, like, Nathan's not joking. It was definitely that. It was to hold them off for 45, 60 minutes, and then hit them on the counter, I reckon, was what it was. And then Atletico Madrid went and smashed that apart within 6.5 minutes. Yeah, just like, nah, mate, no, you're not having that, no. And I'm guessing that's what it was. And I'm guessing that he saw Lindelof, like you said on the show last night, he saw Lindelof do 2 mazy runs against Leeds.
Yeah,
and was like,
100%.
Right wing back?
Right back.
Right, yeah. Right wing back, mate. So, but Harry Maguire does that. Harry Maguire does that sometimes, so I'm hoping to dear God we don't see him at right wing back again on the weekend. You know what I mean? So, that was a bad mistake. I don't know why he wouldn't have put Aaron Wan-Bissaka in. Alex and Nathan have already said it. Like clearly, from the outsider's perspective, looking in, that was the correct choice to make with his tackling. If you wanted to play that as the correct choice to make, but yeah, it was to hold him off. It was definitely to hold him off and take him back to Old Trafford, which in the end, I suppose,
it worked.
It worked. We did it, yeah. Smash and grab. I don't care, but yeah. So that's the only thing I can think of, because he definitely didn't set it up to be like an all-out attacking formation, did he? Let's be fair. When you played Lindelof at right back, so yeah.
A mistake that you're hoping not to see again, Nathan. Lindelof at right back when Aaron Wan-Bissaka's there.
Not when you got Wan-Bissaka sitting there. You know he's going to take out anyone who tries to take him on. We know we can do that, and that's exactly the game for him. I was just sitting there going, "What are you doing? Like, why have you got Lindelof there? Like, it just doesn't make sense." But a lot of things yesterday were really like a lot of things I was watching. I was thinking, how comes Rashford gets it and then just plays it back to Lindelof and then stands there, like, and then Pogba loses it. Then he's bouncing, jumping up in the air. I'm like, you got to run back. You got to run back. You know they're attacking us. So it was just weird. It was just very, very weird. That game just made me laugh. And then you got Maguire picking it up. But like Sancho's there on the left, and you're like, Maguire, just give it to him quick. Give it to him quickly. And then he runs right into his space and then passes it to him and stands there. And you're like, but what you're gonna do standing there in the way of the open? You can't do anything like that. You killed the space, then you've given it to him, so he has to now go back to Shaw and go back to the defence. It was just like, surely you guys have got more brains to understand what to do. And I don't like killing United, but seriously, I've not killed United ever, really. But now I'm watching, I'm just...
What? Sorry?
Yeah, I've not killed United like this. I've not killed United like this. I've not killed United like this in the past.
I'm back to put edit together.
Like this in the
I was going to say, send him some of the old shows. Send him some of the old shows.
100%.
No.
Bro, you gave really players upset. Like a 5 and then took it back and gave them a 4. Like, you know what?
That's fine. That's fine. That's player performances. But that's performances, right. Like one person or another. But like I'm talking that the whole team is just not doing anything. Like they're just. It's like they're not been. It's like they're actually saying, "I don't want to play football." That's what I'm saying, because when anyone goes out to play football, you make runs. You've got a brain. You're in the Premiership. You play Champions League. You can just make runs off the cuff and be better than that.
This was a tactic that they didn't quite take on properly. And when he said sitting tight, they just sat.
All of you sit still, stand still, and you'll get in behind them. Yeah.
Keep rigid.
Just push up and you'll be in behind them. It makes no sense, mate. It just makes no sense. And the second half, then they start playing a bit better. Why they start popping it around then? How is that happening? Why first half they're not popping, then second half they're popping a bit? At least they were pressuring and then winning the ball back, then giving it back to them, winning it back, then giving it. That's what they were doing, but at least it was, you can see there was urgency there to try and get something back in the game. And that's why Alex is saying second half FC, because that's what they tried. You could see there was something different.
One of the main problems, Alex, I think you brought it up, or Garth brought it up, was Luke Shaw. His inconsistencies, it seems to be matching up with Man United's inconsistencies as well. How do they get the best out of Luke Shaw consistently?
Oh my gosh, what a question. Wow. I mean, do you know what? I feel like a lot of the players that came back from the Euros, and I've said this before, I feel like they've had some sort of Euros hangover. And I think a lot of the players that have come back, look at Mason Mount. I mean, he scored a hat-trick, but he's had some issues. And you look at Maguire, he's had some issues. Calvin Phillips, like a lot of them. I think Declan Rice probably for me, and Pickford probably the only ones that are really out there, and maybe Kyle Walker. A lot of them haven't really performed since they've come back. So I don't know if that's an issue there. I don't know if it's something that's in his head that he needs to address and work on, because I think they've tried everything with this guy, I feel like, since Ralph's come in. And I think it's just not working. And actually, Alex Telles performed he was actually so good when he came on yesterday. I was like, damn, where have you been? Because I haven't seen this since you've played at the club. So it's like, I like to see that bit of competition, but I think in terms of where they go with him, I think it's going to have to be putting in Tellez a lot more and giving him that competition, giving him something to work for, because at the moment he keeps on just being put into the team. And I feel like it's undeserved because he's not really having great games. And so when you're seeing Tellez put in performance like that, he should definitely start ahead of him. And then that could maybe be the kick up the bum that he needs to start performing and sticking to what he needs to. I don't know. That's just my evaluation of him.
No, it's a fair shout. Garth, what's your thoughts? Is it a case of it's time to move Luke Shaw on and bring in better and keep someone like Tellez? Yeah,
100%. Yeah, and I'm hoping specifically.
I'm going to finish what I'm saying.
I'm hoping specifically. There's a couple of my mates not watching this because I've been bigging up Shaw for about 2 years now, and they're going to be all over me when I say that. It's a transfer market for him. Listen, we know what Shaw's about now. He only plays well when he wants to impress someone, in my opinion. When he's got something to prove, and you cannot be like that at Manchester United. I'm sorry, you can't. So it's really unfortunate because I like Shaw a lot. I felt for he was looking great before that leg break, and I felt for him. We hoped that he was going to come back. It took him a couple of years. He had that one season last year, Roberto Carlos season, and now it's back to Mourinho Shaw again. You know, I mean, no, I can't have it. We need consistency. That is the biggest thing with Man United, in my opinion. We need consistency across the pitch. We're talking about beating Leeds, playing really well, and then going to Atletico and looking like a completely different side. And this is what I mean. We need that consistency in there. And I think, if you were to ask me, because we said in the show previously, we need new fullbacks. Which one do you replace first, right or left? It's left for me. It's definitely left. And make sure, because Tellez is 29. That's the other. Tellez isn't he's only got a couple of years left in at that sort of level, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So you keep Shaw as the backup to the quality fullback that we get in, and hopefully that makes Shaw want to prove himself and consistently prove himself as the player we know he can be. And that's the most frustrating thing. You know that Luke Shaw can play much better than he is right now, and just he isn't. So
is it the case, Nathan, you're more frustrated with Shaw because you know he's capable of doing better than you are with someone like Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah, he plays within himself a bit too much, and that's a trait that you realise that growing up watching United, I've never seen really players. If they're playing, they're not players that you see playing within themselves, or you think, you know what, he needs to kick up the arse to play well. That's not a Man United player, if you ask me. I like Shaw. I like what he's got, all the abilities and traits he's got about him, but he just doesn't seem to want to put that crazy work ethic in. And I've seen that in all the players back in the day. Today, there's too many like that are not like that. And it's not their fault. That must be their level. We're looking for Champions League level. We're looking for title contender level. And a lot of the players are not that. And that's just the reality. It's a harsh world of football. If you're not able to cut it at the level that we want you at, then you have to find someone else. Alex Ferguson done it all the time. He brought in Forlan, looked really good, didn't score goals, gave him chance after chance after chance, and he's like, listen, this is not for you. Let's move you on now. You're a good player. He went on, absolutely tore it up.
Smashed it.
Yeah.
Smashed it.
But wasn't for us, so we moved on. Yeah. So how many players did that? You try and get a little gem in David Brellion and these Bebes and all of that. These guys who are pace merchants, but didn't learn how to stay on side. So he said, listen, thanks very much. You could have been that guy, but you're not that guy. See you later. Let's go. Next one. He don't waste no time because he knows he has to win the league. He has to be up there. Mm-hmm. Right now, we got too many players who you continually going, listen, we'll give you another chance, another chance, another chance. And Shaw's one of them that he's like in the middle, isn't he? He's good, but it needs to be up there because he's got it. He's got the ability to be up there. But why is he not going to show it enough all the time? So, yeah, not happy.
Alex, do you think the mentality of the players that Man United have been bringing in needs to change?
Yes, definitely. And I think I saw something that Harry Maguire said recently where he was like, you know, it's not expected that we're going to win the Champions League. We're not expected to like get to top four or something along those lines. And I was like, that isn't what a captain of mine should be saying at all, ever, and under any circumstances. Like we should be saying, we're in this, like we can do it. And I think Bruno actually did say that. He said he thinks it, and Luke Shaw said it. But I think that also it was mentioned before about when they're complaining about training late and all these like leaks and stuff. Like this isn't the mentality of a team that I grew up knowing and watching. This isn't a team of players that I feel like represents Manchester United or just my club in general, because I feel like when you're playing for this club and you understand like where you've come from, like you know better, and they're just not doing the things I feel like they should be doing. Like just the social media nonsense and the whinging and like all of that stuff. It's just it's really poor form to me, because I think no matter what gossip's going on around, like we don't need to respond to the gossip. We respond by performing on the pitch and scoring goals and winning trophies. So I feel like the mentality there is just so poor from a lot of these players. And I think there's been talk about how players come here to make money, and that's what I think as well. Like, are they here to really play for the badge? And I felt like this group of players were at this like the start. I felt like they were, because the 8 years of dross that we've had coming through. But now they're just, I don't know, they're just really disappointing me. And I feel like the body language, all of that stuff, you can just see like they're just so in their heads. I think Ralph Rangnick like said yesterday as well about how Elanga is a role model to them all, and the fact that he plays because he's like for fun, like he's out there, he's passionate, he's got energy, and that's the mentality I want to see from them. I want to see them enjoying their football, like playing like they've got some type of direction and intensity, and so yeah, it has to change, because I'm not really feeling it right now.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan, Man United, they need to sort out the profile player that they're bringing in, mentality, bring it up a level. Surely.
Of course. I was just thinking right now, like I was just thinking of all the players in the squad, and if I was to look at the goalkeeper, I'm happy. If I look at Varane out of that back four, I'm really happy. That's really all I would say if you're talking about real levels here. If I look in midfield, I'll say Pogba, Bruno, Sancho, and obviously if Rashford we can find him, he'll be all right. But at the moment, it's Sancho, Bruno, and Pogba who are three that are good enough to be in a championship winning side. Up front, there's nobody but Greenwood, but is he even going to be involved anymore? I think Cristiano's had his days, Cavani's had his days, and that's all we've really got. So we've got three midfielders, maybe four if we can find him, and then you've got one defender and one goalkeeper. So really, we need a lot of players, don't we? We need a hell of a lot of players. And that needs to be the right caliber of players. And it's like you got to look at attributes and go, right, that's the profile of attributes I need. Not that's that player who he's worth 100 million, let's buy him. No, we need, even if he's 20 million, please just find the right profile to fit that position. We need someone with legs, with power, with stamina in that midfield. Can you just bring anyone in that can do that job? You know what I mean? Like, where's the Park Ji-sungs of this world today gone? Where are they? The hard working, you know exactly what you're going to get from players who are going to play to the highest level, even in Champions League, and go and depend on Park Ji-sung to do anything. We need them kind of boys. Work rate in and around the ability. That's what we need.
Off the back of Nathan's Park Ji-sung shout out, Garth, if you could bring back a player, two, who would you bring back now?
What, of all
Alex,
time?
look behind you.
No, not all time. Slow down.
Look behind you.
All right, go on. You can go on whole time. You can have anyone.
Those two.
What to partner? See, I would say Ferdinand, but if you're talking about partnering in Varane, I'd take Stam instead of. I know it sounds silly, amazing. But yeah, amazing. Because Ferdinand and Varane are quite similar, ain't they? They're that classy Rolls Royce, and yeah, from Paul Scholes. No, we've got Bruno. Do you know what I'd bring back? Ruud van Nistelrooy. That's who I'd bring back. If you're talking about strikers, Ruud van, and just let him loose, because we've got Sancho, and I've got faith Rashford will come back. I have faith he will come back. He's a mercurial talent. Though, isn't it? But not no, you play him left, Sancho right, don't you? And then you have Ruud van going through the centre. But yeah, a striker I'd bring back. I really would. Our midfield, I don't think. Like Roy Keane, a carrot.
Roy Keane would obliterate this team.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Roy Keane in this team is destroying this entire team. You ain't getting like Roy Keane's walking out, mate. Roy Keane's walking down the road. He ain't playing with these players. You know what I mean? He ain't playing with a Fred who can't play a 5-yard simple ball to him. Like he's going to destroy every one of these players, and they're going to be shells of themselves in the changing room, mate. Yeah. I think we need a striker bad. I really do now. Like, we need that centre mid and oh god, we need everything. We need a centre back, a left back, a striker, a centre mid, possibly another winger. You know, I mean, I can't pick two. That's it. Every time I think of another player, it's like,
No,
we need Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Ferdinand Stam, Patrice Evra, Van Nistelrooy, Cantona, Becker. We need them all, mate. That's what we need right now. So, yeah, all of them, mate. Every single one of them. So,
Alex, who would you take? Who would you take that to fit in this Man United squad to get them to that top 4 position?
Come on, it's got to be Roy Keane. I mean, what a dominating, like, box-to-box midfielder, like, enforcer. He was like that guy that was like, give me the ball. Yeah, as long as you're up there, I'll get it to you, and I'll make stuff happen in between. Like, you need that guy, like, no fear, the tackles. If you've not seen the Roy Keane that comes out, there was a game, I think, we played against Inter Milan. I think some people like down on the floor tying their shoelaces. He shook hands. You saw they went up. He just walked past them.
Walked straight past them.
He walked straight past them. Like, you know, remember when Paul Ince at Wolves, when we were coming out and he didn't have his shirt ready yet? And he was like, I'm not waiting for him. The ref was like, what are you doing? He walked onto the pitch. I need that mentality. I need someone strong. I don't care if there's a Fred in there, whatever. I know Roy Keane will whip that guy into shape. He will demand standards. He'll be on that pitch screaming, hollering, shouting. He will be making sure everyone's doing what they need to do. And they will be so fearful that they will definitely get themselves into shape. And then my other person is Cantona. I mean, he was the guy that I literally loved Man United when he joined the team. Yeah. And what a clutch player, what a person who would show up in moments, what a person who could just take that ball, run with it and create a goal out of nowhere. I mean, that is the guy that I would bring back as well, like King Eric. Like, I miss that guy. So yeah,
so many people.
Just back to Roy Keane.
His goal record was sick, by the way.
Yeah, just back to Roy Keane.
He was amazing.
He was sacked because of exactly what I'm saying. He was sacked from Man United for having a go at the young players 15 years ago. He wouldn't survive. He wouldn't survive. Honestly, I would wish we had a player like Roy Keane. But if you're talking about the whole package, the mentality and everything, it'd last 2 weeks with these players. And he'd be knocking, but he would be smashing that dressing room apart. He wouldn't be able to. I'm sorry, you can see him in the Sky Sports studio. He can't handle it in the studio. Could you imagine what he'd be like in the changing room with him?
He would have killed someone by now.
Killed someone, yeah.
I just got a cap. You got a cap for a 5-yard pass. It's like
player, while the game's going on,
If you're just talking the ability,
I hear what you're saying with Roy Keane, but for me, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. There's a reason why he was sold. Nathan, go on. You got two.
Man, it's so tough. But looking at the type of team that we need, we do need someone that can take people on for fun. I wouldn't mind seeing Giggs on the left with Sancho on the right, to be fair. I'd like to see that because that's proper ability to take people on 1v1. Obviously, Roy Keane is the main man in there who's going to break things up. Remember, he can also score goals when he's put in a position. So that guy is just an absolute captain. So them two, Giggs and Keane, I think that would do a job. That would do a job, you know. Giggs and Keane will do a job. I there's loads of players. You've mentioned them, but I wanted to change it up a little bit. And I think Giggs and Keane, but obviously there's no doubt in Cantona's ridiculousness, and Stam at the back is just too good. You know, he's probably my favourite defender of the times I've been growing up watching. So, you know, it's we had riches all over the place, but right now, what we give to get one of those back, you know. But these days, like I say, these kind of players are not about anymore. There's not many of them. There's like 10 in the whole world left, and that's it. And they're all at Man City or Bayern and Liverpool.
Yeah, but the ones that Man City didn't buy them as the best, did they? Not all of them. Man City didn't buy Vincent Kompany as the best. Did Cancelo? Like, these were all players like Cancelo's mustard, and they knew his quality. But Rodri, they paid 50 mil. That seems to be Man City's number. Is 50. Like, they paid the 50 mils for him, but you paid 80 for Harry Maguire. Like,
come on.
I felt bad. That was a low blow. I felt bad when I said it. I feel better now because all your faces. But
We paid 50 mil for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
That's hurting my heart, mate. That's hurting my. Every time I say 80 mil, that hurts my heart. That does. I tell.
One player he didn't mention because Garth said he was a Rolls Royce is Rio Ferdinand. He said Man United are nowhere near the Champions League. No chance of winning the Champions League. He said that before kickoff.
Yeah, no chance.
Insisting they're maybe 5 teams ahead. But look, you got the 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid. Like, there's still this. It's a cup competition.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter.
It's a cup competition.
We ain't winning Champions League. We ain't winning the Champions League. We're struggling against everybody. Every game you say right now, I'll say it's gonna be hard. You know, it's gonna be hard. Like
It does. Every Burnley. Oh, do you know what?
Watford.
Tough game. Tough game.
Tough for Burnley. Burnley. They're not in form. Not 1 in 10. Sitting rock bottom. But I tell you what, it's gonna be a tough one. I'm like, Nathan, come on, bruv. This is Man United. You're like, nah. Then Alex comes along and like,
mate.
Southampton, surely you got to get the win. She's like, no. Ralph's there. So, yeah.
Well, you were saying that about Watford last time. You're like, you've got to beat Watford. It has to happen. We've got beat 4-1.
Nathan, before the game was like, we're going to lose. Yeah. I'm not against Watford, Nathan. Come on. I've got people leaving the pod. They're like, negative. Nathan's like, we're going to lose. We're going to lose. We lost 4-1. I was like, I come on, some towel in between my legs. Embarrassed for you.
Mate.
Embarrassed for myself. Oh, yeah. I can't believe it. But it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. You're still in it, though. You're still in it.
Yeah,
right.
I'm a bit more confident than that. Now. I think we'll beat Watford. You know what I mean? Like, so we should be able to beat Watford at home. Mm-hmm. It's at home, so I think we should be able to beat Watford. To be fair, and but then obviously next game we're going to definitely lose. But yeah,
no, to Spurs.
Whoa!
We got City. We got City next Saturday.
No, we got Spurs.
No,
is it?
No, it's City.
Yeah. No, we got. Wait.
Sorry, not Spurs.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Like to just
but you know you're not allowed to say that. You know you can't say that. You can't say we're going to get spanked. It's Man City. You can't say that. Like, even if you believe it, you can't say
I said that last time. You made me do it as well. He said to me, he was like, Nate, you got Liverpool. Surely you're not going to
say that.
Surely.
Say
it's Liverpool. It's Liverpool. Come on. You got to say it. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? We might get a draw. Yeah. We got whooped. Absolutely. I knew who wasn't going to win. I knew it. And you're there going, yeah, it's a Liverpool. And Emil going, yeah, right, you're going to get spanked. You know, I'm like...
Yeah, Emil was like...
Oh, right, Emil. Yeah. In my head, I think I've already said a 1-1 now. And he texted me after that as well. He obviously trying to rub it in. Oh, mate. Yeah.
Big games coming up.
City, right? Yeah, Sunday, next Sunday, 4:30, isn't it?
Yeah,
next Sunday. Then we got Spurs after that Saturday. Yeah.
I'm going to be at that game.
We'll probably beat them.
You know the point, Man United.
Yeah.
I'm going to be at Old Trafford for the Spurs game. Yeah.
You feeling confident?
I am actually. I mean, look, that one win over Man City is not going to make me change my views about Spurs. They're going to always do what they do. And that was evident from yesterday's game as well. So I have no fear in my mind, and I'm going to be cheering and celebrating at the end. Famous last words.
All right. But the next game up against Watford, Nathan, Faults, got to win that. Got to be a win. No trouble.
Yeah, not again.
I've got us winning that. We're probably going to win that 3-1. I think we're probably going to win it. I think we've come far enough now that we've got to get to that stage where we actually put teams to bed. And this team, Watford, they're not doing the best, and we're getting better. So I'm giving us a 3-1 victory that game. I don't care who scores. I just know we're going to win 3-1.
I'm looking at your fixtures. They're favourable, you know. They're favourable fixtures. How many wins do you need to get that top 4 position?
10 games ago, that was the same. It depends on what you guys are doing, innit?
I was going to say, it depends on what
you guys are doing. Yeah, but at the moment, Arsenal, what they're doing, losing Monday. know, or they got to go back yet. They're still losing.
No, this ain't about me.
That's
This
what I mean.
why would you do that?
No, but this is what I mean. These are the kind of things that happen to the teams. Because everyone was saying that Arsenal were probably going to be the team that takes that spot, and I was thinking Arsenal are probably going to throw it away just like in throwing it away, because that's the kind of team so far right now. We're both throwing away points for fun, and who's going to throw away the least? I don't know. I think Arsenal will throw away a bit more than us. I think we'll beat you when we play you again. I just think that's what will happen. I think we'll just scrape that 4th position, and we're all a bad bunch. We're all like inconsistent, and we brought ourselves down to that level now. We're supposed to have been 2nd, or 3rd. But listen, we're having a bad season, and we're in the mix with you guys now. So we've got to...
Oh, that was so well worked. That was awesome.
I can't take it. Do you know what?
80 million comments. So there you go.
Do you know what? My chest was beating then. Everything. I'm listening to each one, and I'm like, no, he didn't mean that.
Okay.
No, he didn't mean that. No, he didn't mean that. 5 times, no, he didn't mean that. I felt like slapping myself. You're an idiot. You got drawn in. You didn't back your team. This is not an Arsenal pod, so I'm not going to do that.
Sorry.
You got me sweating, Nathan. I'm stuttering and everything again. Right. Right. I'm lost. I'm actually. You thrown me off.
Watford game.
Watford. Alex Watford. Don't mention Arsenal.
I'm not. Listen, my team are not losing to a team that got beat by Norwich City. I'm not having it. I'm sorry, no. And my team are not losing to a team that their current manager used to manage. Like, they got battered by Crystal Palace. I'm sorry, no, it's not happening. And I think ever since we played them and they beat us that time, like, they tried to get really confident, and then they've lost. But again, I'm not going to get beaten by a team that got battered by Norwich. It is not happening. Not on my watch. So yeah, we're gonna win.
They're not in great form. Emmanuel Dennis is their only saving grace. Yeah, Garth, Watford game got to be an easy win. And how many games? How many games do you need?
He's trolling us now. He's trolling us.
You're
as well.
trying it. You're trying it.
How many games do you need to get that full spot to win?
How many wins? In my opinion, what have we got left now? 12? What are we at? 20?
Half the games, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 13 games in it.
13 games, then 9 wins. I'll go with 8 to 9 wins we need to guarantee that Champions League, I reckon. Because
and where you seeing them come from? Leicester, Norwich, Brentford, Palace, Brighton, Arsenal, Everton.
I've got a feeling Man United are such up and down at the moment that we'll go. I can see it happening like this. You go and draw at Watford, we go and beat Man City, and then somehow we're going to lose at Spurs or something stupid like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the way we are at the moment. That's what I mean about
win the rest and get top 4.
No, but this is what I'm saying. It's not that we need them 9 wins. We have to win those games, because otherwise our form's going to be like that, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Up and down, and we ain't going to get the confidence to see out the end of the season. It's not that we need those points. We've just got to beat all of those teams you mentioned. We have to beat them now. Like, if we're showing progress, we've got to be beating the Brentfords of this world, and that's no disrespect. We've got to be beating. We've got to be beating Watford. You know what I mean? We've got to be, but we've got to be beating Spurs as well. We have to be beating Spurs. You know what I mean? So the only one I'm saying we haven't got to beat is Man City. You know what I mean? That's the only one that we haven't got to beat. I feel like we really. And Liverpool, sorry, of course, and Liverpool. You know, even have we got another game against Chelsea coming up?
You got Chelsea,
I
think
think
Chelsea.
No, we've got to beat Chelsea. We've got to beat Chelsea. That's what I'm saying. Like, for that form to continue, because that's all.
I don't think they're that good either.
No, you're talking 3 defeats out of 13 games already, and that's the 10 games. Yeah, that means we've got to win the whole. We've got 8 or 9 games we've got to win to guarantee that top 4. I think. But yeah, we'll beat Watford. I'll put it out there. We're going to beat Watford. There's no way we're doing that.
Good.
Clip.
No way we're getting 9 wins. We're not getting 9 wins and just 3 losses. I don't think we're going to get a loss against Liverpool, Chelsea, and City, and that's the only 3. If we lose to those, there's still more losses in there. So we've got to not lose to those to actually have the 3. I think we'll lose 4 or probably 4. I'd say we'll probably lose.
But you
4
get top 4 still
to the end of the season. Yeah. You guys will probably lose 5, 6, 7, and not just.
There's
you guys.
more
I'm
than
talking about the
just
West Ham
Arsenal
and everyone else.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. West Ham, and the other
hovering
boys,
over
they'll
that
probably lose 5, 6,
eject
7 games
button.
as well.
Yeah,
Right, that's all we
it's
have time
like-
for, people. Thank you.
You guys,
Stay
the
safe,
guys
wash
that
your
are in and
hands.
around us, innit?
Laters. Peace out. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Fucking bastard.
Excuse me.
Excuse my language. I lost it.
I don't
I'm still
mean
sweating.
just Arsenal.
I'm
I don't mean
sitting
just
down.
Arsenal.
All right, that is all we have time for, and that's not just because Nathan has wound me up to the point where I don't want to do the pod anymore. It's actually been an hour. All right. Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Thanks for having me. It's been a blast. I've loved it.
Thanks for joining us, Garth, and joining in that ganging up on me.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. I won't lie. Good time.
I'll WhatsApp you afterwards, mate. Minus the me.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, last time. Trust me. And thanks for joining us, of course, Nathan.
Thanks, loads. It's been fun trolling you this game today. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, there was
Next
no
time
need
will
for
be.
it. There was no, I'd say it was unprovoked. I'd say it was unprovoked, uncalled for. I would say
never unprovoked against an Arsenal fan. Never is it? Let's be fair about it.
Yeah, banter, innit?
Yeah.
You started it with the 80 million price tag thing. That's right.
Those are facts. Yours were opinions. Mine were facts. Yours were opinions. Right? Right. Thank you very much for joining us. True. Yep. Ratings. He would have brought back Fellaini. He knows his stuff.
My boy.
He knows his stuff.
What is he playing? He's messing
and
about.
Of course, thank you very much for Jake. Press that subscribe button, please, Jake. New name in there. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. All right. Yep. Go and check out our new show. It came out on today. It was the Transfer Exchange show with Caught Offside TV. We'll post it up on the page. We'll get it up on the Man United page, and we'll get it up on the Transfer Exchange show page as well. Big things happening with the channel. Plenty of things. Some of the top names in football journalism, in transfers, and some top guests as well coming on that as well. So make sure you check it out. All right. Make sure you press that like and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, change the settings so we can see who you are. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you come over to the chat and join us next time. All right, people. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Peace out. Stay safe and wash your hands.